no blueprint, no business plan. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just thinking, these weird people, they have something, and we should connect that because that will solve something.
Our guest today is Perry Knopper, the founder of the Octopus Movement, which embodies resilience and the power of nonlinear thinking to solve complex global challenges. His journey from homelessness to leading a global movement reflects a deep belief in the potential of unconventional minds. Welcome to the show, Perry.
Thank you so much, Richard. So much fun to be here. And so happy to be here as well.
Excited to have you. You have a really incredible story, an incredible journey. We're really looking forward to unpack that. Now, before we get into your story, I'm just curious, whereabouts are you recording from today?
I'm in the Netherlands. I'm in the southern part of the Netherlands, close to Eindhoven. And we have one of the most amazing companies here in the Netherlands, in Eindhoven. It's ASML, and it's one of the biggest companies in the world, manufacturing awesome machines to create computer chips. It's incredible. It's a wonderful organization, company. It's amazing how they grow. It's awesome. So it vibrates here in the city. It's all about that company. It's really cool.
Got it.
Yeah.
So a huge aspect of the industry that brings people to the city that you're located. That's really, really cool.
Yes.
Love to hear that.
ASML. Check it out. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's very cool. Yeah.
Well, and so, I'm curious because, introducing you, thinking about this thing called the Octopus Movement, we're going to talk a little bit more of that as we go throughout the day. But I really like to start unpacking, kind of where your journey began. I mean, you had this period of time where you experienced homelessness. Not everyone's gone through that challenge before. What exactly led up to that situation for you? Because I know that it was a game-changing aspect of really what brings you to almost to me today and to the movement that you've created. It really stemmed from this experience.
That's why I said I'm happy to be here. 4 years ago I was homeless and nobody wanted to talk to me. And, I was, don't talk to him, he's homeless. And here we are giving interviews all over the world. Um, what started it is that it's being different, maybe. And it started when I was a little kid, little boy. I was always the different one, the weird one. I was always doing things differently, and it sounds cool now, but it wasn't that cool. And it was difficult sometimes as well. And I've tried my best to fit in. I've tried my best. Oh my God, did I try to do my best and to really do the things that were expected of me. And 4 years ago, I thought, no, no, I'm not doing it anymore. There were some events that led up to that, but the main thing was my curiosity for homelessness. I have no idea, Richard, where that came from. But the bottom line was every time I saw someone being homeless in the street, there was always this inner voice saying, curiosity. What happened here? Why are you there? What's going on? And I think for most people that feel that way, they start serving soup around Christmas and they do something for the homeless people. And I didn't do that. I just had that idea of what is that? And 4 years ago, things happened in my life. Some things didn't happen very well. I took some wrong decisions. And then all of a sudden, I was in this crossroad where I had to take a decision. Am I going to fight everything or am I going to just let everything go? And I choose to let just everything go. And that resulted in giving away everything within a day. And I was homeless and it changed my life. But I didn't become homeless to change my life, because it sounds that way now. Like, oh, he's looking for his purpose by becoming homeless. No, things happened that were not positive. I have 3 kids. Becoming homeless with 3 kids, it's not a lot of fun. I have an ex-wife. She wanted to kill me. Not really, of course, but she was looking at me. Really, Perry? Seriously? My parents were looking at me like, no, we're not doing this. My friends, the rest of the family, they were all looking at me like, this is wrong. This is really wrong. You cannot do this." But I had this urge to figure this out. And
Mm,
my curiosity was, what is this? What happens when you let everything go? What happens if you don't get any mail in your mailbox anymore? Any letters, any, you know, payments that you have to do, any responsibility. When you get homeless, everything is gone.
mm,
And so I gave away my 2 cars, everything in the house, my bank account, everything was gone. I really didn't have any money, nothing. And it's interesting to go there. It's very interesting, and I'm not saying people make sure you get homeless because it's an interesting lesson, but I had that curiosity, and don't forget, what I said in the beginning, I was weird. I am weird. I'm interested in other things than normal people do.
mm,
And I like chaos. I like problems. I like to dive into something and just see what happens. Because you cannot oversee what happens when you become homeless. You have to dive into this and just figure it out. And that's what happened for s- for for 7 months. Yeah.
crazy for 7 months, and giving everything away, indicating that it does go fast. I'm not surprised. Um, and it sounds like really you didn't. There wasn't really a plan, and there wasn't much of a plan on what to do when it transpires. So it was you're going to do, and you're just going to jump in, and it's going to happen. And there was a liberation, like the way you talk about it, Perry. It's almost like there was a component of being liberated. Like say the mailbox, you didn't have to worry about checking that. There wasn't bills coming at you, no bill collectors, all these kind of things. You didn't have to worry about tackling email like most entrepreneurs do to some degree. Those kind of things were problems, I guess, were away from you, but new problems and challenges, of course, arose. And so, trying to do this with 3 kids, and I'm not sure the ages of your kids at the time, but how did you find your way through that? It doesn't sound like there was a lot of support, obviously. I mean, and I can imagine why. It's not certainly not a common decision. So where were you able to find support? Where were you able to find some inspiration and some motivation to move through this experience?
Well, one thing, because it was my own decision, I always knew that I was going to be fine. So the homelessness wasn't a result of failing; it was a decision.
Mm,
So that in every circumstances, I saw myself knowing I'm going to be fine. But then I saw other people being homeless. Like I had to go to the government and to apply for all kinds of things, and they all denied, and they didn't want to do anything for me. And I saw these other people, and this is what I was thinking: this is my choice. But the people that are standing here, this is not their choice, not
mm,
at all. So where's the support? Well, the support is here. The support is inside of you, and maybe it sounds a bit woo woo, but the duality, the beauty of disconnecting of everything, that it removes the duality, especially as an entrepreneur. Oh, that entrepreneur is doing better, or that product is cooler than mine. You're, you're that duality is constantly there. I need more clients, I need more money, I need more this, my marketing needs to be better. There is that constant duality of everything. And when you remove everything, it's gone. The duality is gone. And because it was my own decision, I was in a duality of not becoming homeless anymore. It
mm,
was my decision. So it was a fact for me and not the result of something else. And that was the support. And I figured out well, not very fast. I think after a few months, I realized nothing really changed
mm,
here, but everything changed there around me. So I would go to the government to apply for something, and they really looked at me like a pariah, like a horrible person, worth zero, nothing.
mm,
And I applied for a temporary address so I can receive mail there, and they denied. And I know in the Netherlands that was against the law to do that. So I addressed her about that, not being a smarty person, but just these are the facts. And she looked at me and she called security and they removed me. You're worth Nothing, because you're
Mm,
homeless. But inside, nothing really changes. And that really triggered me. That
mm,
was, although there was a lot of hardship because I couldn't see the kids, my ex wife was stopping me from seeing the kids because she didn't want my kids to see what was going on with me. So I cried a lot during the night because I really missed my kids.
mm,
And I thought that was horrible. But there was this other part of me knowing I need to do this. And I had no idea where I was going.
mm,
There wasn't a bigger plan of when I when I know what this is, I can talk about it, right? This was just happening and there was nothing else.
mm.
And the support was a few people around me, three, maybe three people around me that didn't drop me. The rest gone. Even my own parents. And I love them dearly. But they also were like, get a job, Perry. Get your life back together. What are you doing? I could feel that I was going into the right direction, but I couldn't explain this to anyone. And the outside world really changed. They saw me as a loser, but the thinking and the feeling here stayed the same. So your thoughts, they don't they don't become something else because you're in that situation. Maybe you become frustrated or angry because nobody wants to help you. Okay, but that beyond that, you're still the same human being.
Hmm.
And that changed everything for me.
Well, this is absolutely fascinating. We're going to pack more of your incredible story and the return to a home, I suspect, when we get back after these incredible messages.